so good.
Jacking me up. I feel good.
I like ginger. That's one of my favorite things.
So, let's talk ribs.
Yeah.
I have not aired ribs in probably a month and a half. And these are the ribs that I would suggest for everybody out there. What I would not do, I would not go to the supermarket and buy anything in a plastic container.
No.
All right? Those ribs are mass produced. These ribs are produced by Killer Griller's award-winning barbecue team. When Carrie holds up this rack, and I want you to look at it front and back, and we'll get a close-up before you turn it around. I want you, I know where it's at now, so these
there
are,
it went, there it went. I knew it was coming.
Yeah, you went too far.
I went too
All
far.
right, but you can pick it up and lift it over to the other side too.
Yeah.
I want you to see this side. That is all rendered down fat. These ribs literally are the perfect ribs to order. They're always done perfectly. They're seasoned fantastic. The sauce is actually in the bag, and you are gonna get two 2-pound sealed bags of baby back ribs with ideal tenderness, no work. Heat them, eat them. If you wanna do them on the grill for a few minutes, you can do that. I like putting them on a sheet tray and putting them in the oven.
Yeah.
All right, but remember to squeeze out the bag because the bag has a lot of sauce in it too. We sell these out every time we bring them in. Our price is ridiculous for the amount of meat you get because you are getting 4 of these gigantic racks. Now, if you ordered a rack like that at a championship barbecue place, anywhere out in the Midwest or whatever, $40 minimum for one rack.
Oh, for
We're
sure.
doing it for $19.95 because you get 4 racks for $79.95. All right, you can cut them in half. One rack, I could not eat a whole rack. I would eat a half a rack at the most.
I'd probably eat a quarter
Even
rack.
Even Danny would probably eat a half rack because
if I'm real
remember,
hungry.
you're talking about a lot of meat and not a lot of fat. The fat renders down.
That's right.
See, what you get when you order from the supermarket or you get that bag of whatever it's called, ribs, first of all, you never know what it's going to be like until you take it out.
That's right.
It's always undercooked.
They're always chewy.
They're chewy.
Yep, 'cause
the
they cook them
sauce
too
is
fast.
bland.
Yep.
And here's why, what she just said, because they cook them too fast.
Yep.
These ribs are slow cooked in a smoker for hours, wrapped, recooked again for tenderness. Finally, a final glaze is put on top, and then they are packaged for you. And I love when you do that. We're not even using a knife.
Nope.
And
Not
look
necessary.
at this smoke.
Let me see if I can get, I'm gonna pull a bone for you. So like I just pull a bone right out. So that's what you want from a rib. You want it to give a little light tug, but you also want it to kind of slide right out, right? So that's what we're able to do. So all we're left with here now is tons of meat. So this is all meat that was left over. You see that smoke ring throughout there that's absolutely telling you this was that low and slow cooking that's so necessary to get a meat that is super juicy, that is super tender. We are not cutting corners here at Killer Grillers. This is Brian Teeters and JB Smith. This is competition Memphis style barbecue. Everything that we're doing is to make it easy for you. So I love that you said don't buy it at the grocery store. The grocery store ones are not taking that time to give you that 12 to 14 hours of smoking. And so what you're getting, there's the boys, winning their prizes. And to win in competition barbecue, you gotta have the most high quality meat.
Yeah.
You gotta have the best seasoning.
I got Dan the Man, I got Carrie, and I got Taylor.
I
And
like that
you're
hat,
coming
Taylor.
up.
Oh, thank you. I think I have your hat. You want to wear the hat?
I don't know, that would never fit this giant bison head. Darling, we got the grill coming up too. So what do you guys think of the ribs?
Jerry, they're so good.
Aren't they great?
They're so good.
Yeah. And by the way, we have our grill coming up in just a bit, so I'm excited about that as well. Our Blackstone grill. So here, I wanted to show everybody really quickly this right here. I just cut
go
this
for it.
rib in half.
Yep.
And I wanted you to see the difference. Do you see that reddish color there? That's not undercooked. That comes from smoke. If your ribs don't have a smoke ring, you're not going to get that flavor. It's not overdone. And the bottom, you see this? I'll pull this aside. Do you see that mahogany color? That's what you dream about when you make ribs because that's what makes these so tender. See how it just pops? And then look at the meat that is inside there. Clean off the bone. All right, but it still has a little bit of chew because you don't want it falling apart all over the place. The flavor, I mean, look at that bark. Look at this.
So perfect.
That is what you pay for right there.
Yep.
That is all flavy flav.
And this is the way it comes. So
Oh
it's
my
gonna come in the
God.
packages, so you can just pop it right into the freezer. The instructions, again, we always like to give you the very easiest way to be able to warm these up in various different ways, and we'll give you the instructions with the minutes and everything, how to thaw them, how long to thaw them, all that sort of thing. So we wanna make it easy for you at Killer Grillers. Brian always said he wants to take all the work out of it for you. He'll do the work. He's the, award-winning competition-style barbecuer, so he'll do the work for you. You just have to heat and eat. And I think that's what's fantastic, because you know what? When that rib moment sets in.
Yeah. Well,
don't
we
wanna-
just sold out of the honey.
Okay.
All right, so the honey single order, which is the 4 pounds. We do have auto ship in that. We have 20 left. I like Tangy. That's my favorite. All right. The
Sure.
Tangy sauce is the one that I like, and that's the one that we still are okay on. I got a couple hundred of those. But if you want the
Only a
auto
couple
ship,
hundred.
I'm telling you, it's going to go very, very quickly. And I don't have much in the auto as well. What's the difference, do you think, between the Tangy and the honey sweet?
So kind of like with the wings, so the Tangy is going to give you, if you're more of a savory person and you kind of like having
like the Tangy.
a little, I think you'd be Tangy as well. I was trying to cut these guys.
The
but look
Tangy
at
to
how
me
they're
is the one that has the
falling
most kind of
apart.
barbecue-y flavor.
Yes, so that's like
Whereas the other one just doesn't have as much of the smoky kind of barbecue flavor. And it's, by the way, neither one is, what I love about what these guys do, they're not over smoked. I've had
Correct.
ribs at a rib place, tastes like
too
I was
much.
taking bites of charcoal.
That's right. You don't want that.
And they
either.
were overcooked as
don't
well.
want that either.
With these, everything is done to perfection. They have figured it out over there at Killer Grillers, and all the ribs are done absolutely perfectly. I love showing both sides. And
Yep.
again,
Well
sorry
done.
about that.
You're fine.
Look at the color. That mahogany color right there is exactly what the bottom of your racks should look like. That means this is all this. The skin that was down there has liquefied, and now that is just going to pop open. I recommend you use a knife. You don't have to, if you're portioning it out.
There we go.
And just remember, put the knife where it's soft, not where the bone is.
That's
but
right.
look at
that.
this. That is look at that, Carrie.
Look at that.
Come
You
on.
cannot fake that. That is a true smoked rib. That takes a minimum of 12 hours to get that just right. And that's babysitting this rib for that entire time, making sure, again, that it's not drying out, that it's not overcooking or anything like that. So they got to get it just to the right spot, and then they're sending it home to you, and all you have to do is heat and eat. The sauce is already in the packet, by the way, so I showed you that packet. Make sure you cut that packet open after you take your ribs out, and get all the extra sauce out of there, so that you can just do a nice little glaze on top of your ribs when you're all finished, because I
Yeah.
highly recommend that.
And again, as far as cooking it, if you do have a barbecue grill, if you got a Blackstone, whatever you have, you can just put it out there and let it come to temperature and let it kind of start to bubble a little bit. Be careful if you're going to put it on a charcoal grill, because again, it already has the sauce on it. So it's really at the finishing stage. You don't want it to burn.
Yeah.
I would not do an air fryer, only because again, whenever you have barbecue sauce, it burns so easily. I would do these at 300 or 325 in a regular oven on a sheet rack, and then just eventually just baste them. You can add your own sauce, because the Tangy sauce is not overly strong.
Yeah.
It complements the pork perfectly.
It really, really does. And listen, there's just so many. We can just go a little of this on top, boom, boom. I love that you mentioned, and you can go either way with this as well. If you want to serve these ribs like in many different variations, like here we're just showing like some potato salad, our corn on the cob,
That's
because I
my
know you were
favorite.
mentioning your
You
corn
know,
on the cob.
and you know what else you do? You get a nice big scoop of potato salad.
Oh yeah, heck
But
yeah. Well, that's
that's
so
what's
there.
wonderful. I wanted everybody to
Go for it.
see exactly what you're getting.
How much you're getting?
Because this is a lot of food. I'm going to pull this one out. And I want you to see that you are getting, and these obviously have not been warmed yet, so I can grab them. You are getting 4 jumbo racks of ribs. That is a lot. And these, which we have not even reheated, already have that great color on the bottom. And remember, I say they need about 30 to 40 minutes in the oven.
It's about right. Here you go.
Because I don't want to rush them.
Oh, you got one over
We
here?
need more
Mine's-
wet towels.
I know, mine's so dirty.
Well, it's ribs, man.
It's how it goes.
But you don't need much. I have 200
I love
left.
it.
Now, the 200 is the single. I got 170 in the single. If you want the honey, I got 5 left, but they're only on auto ship. But I honestly, you guys trust me pretty good. I like the Tangy. It's more traditional barbecue to me.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it has more flavor.
All right, watch this.
Wouldn't you say? I just think it has a little more depth
Yeah,
because it's tangy.
It's really kind of our signature sauce at Killer Grillers. I'm just pulling these apart, like all of a sudden. This is the edge, this is the end, but like tons and tons and tons of meat. All this meat just came off this one little area.
Look at that.
Look at that. I mean, so if you're talking about enjoyment, if you're talking about having not only a delicious meat, but a very meaty rib, that's the other thing about the grocery store ones. I feel like they're very minuscule, like it's very small ribs. They don't have hardly any meat, so you're like doing all this work and you're getting hardly nothing.
These guys will not put it in a package if it doesn't live up to their standards.
100%.
Whereas if you work in commercial kitchens, you're throwing it in and saying bye-bye. Throwing it in and saying goodbye. All right, we just sold out of honey in the auto ship, but we still have the tangy, all right? And remember, the tangy is the one that I like. It's totally up to you. You're gonna get 4 jumbo racks. You're gonna get 2 racks in each bag. So if you're doing a party, and you got about 8 people, 1 bag would take care of all those people, because we're talking about feeding about 16 people here.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a lot of meat, and these are not little. I've gone to barbecue places and gotten a full rack. It's 2/3 the size.
Oh, yeah.
They use a smaller rack.
For sure.
You're getting jumbo racks, all right? And you can see that beautiful smoke ring on all of them. I mean, it's just, you can't miss with these,
No
and which
matter
is
where you
why they've been probably our most popular barbecue item for years and years.
They go crazy. I
They-
mean,
they just go nuts.
And it's really...
Ribs are hard.
Ribs are hard. They take
really
so
hard.
long, and you really have to babysit them, and just one wrong move, and you just wasted a very expensive piece of meat. So being able to know that you're getting a high-quality rib to begin with, that you can look at these and see
Look at that.
these are not just
Look
any
at that.
ribs. These are Killer Griller ribs. These are Memphis competition-style ribs, and that's what's gonna give you that first really great meat to start with. Then we're gonna do our proprietary seasonings. Then we're going to smoke it for 10 to 12 to 14 hours, making sure, again, when it's right, that's when it gets pulled, that's when it gets packaged. When it's sent to you, it is already cooked, it is already sauced. All you have to do is open it up, heat it up, and serve.
Ooh.
So even...
Dan, my man, the cameraman is like, guy, don't mess that shot up. Look at this. And let me tell you, this is a lot of ribs. This is heavy.
It's a lot of ribs.
It is probably, I mean, what do we say? It's got to be 4 or 5 pounds of ribs. I mean, I would
4
bet that's
pounds.
even more, because I know, you know what I mean? Because don't forget, we don't chop off the end of a rib.
I mean,
we give you
right.
4 big racks.
It's around 4 pounds,
We
yeah.
estimate it. So here's the good news. I have a little bit left. If you want it in single, Tangy auto ship, I have about 10 dozen left. If you want it in Tangy auto, I got a dozen left, all right? Get it home, lock in the price, and make sure you understand that you get free shipping and handling. Guys, it's only the beginning of May.